Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to SoulCARE today, Monday, June. What is it? 4th, 5th? I don't know. What day is it? And beginning of June. And it's. I just live in puppy world, so that's all I know about. But I will tell you that Friday had a great night with messages. Really incredible, incredible time. And I remember one reading I did. Just want to share it with you. Was I think it was the first one out, second one. It's amazing how spirit world, the intelligence of that world works. It was a father coming through, and I told somebody that he you have someone has chess pieces or a chessboard belong to a father, and I don't know how many people there were, maybe 100 people or something, and no one answered. Then finally a lady put her hand and goes, yes, I have my carved chess pieces that my father made. So I thought that was very good. Oh, comments, let me try my comments on, say hello to everybody. Hi, Kimberly and Erica, Kathy, Nellie, Kathy, Leon Shaffy from Australia, hello down under. Hi, Erica Robinson, Linda Miller. Thanks everybody. Oh, thanks everybody for also telling people about the page and about my work because I've got a lot of new people, which is a great way to spread the word because my mission is to open up hearts and minds of people and really bring into one awareness, omnipresent nurturing energy, which is what I say love is omnipresent nurturing energy, and then we're all one. So I leave it up to you guys to help to share this word out to others. If you could be the voice box for this type of work. Hi. Hello, Marlene. Hi. Martina from Dublin. How's you doing there, Dublin now? Okay. Mount Olive, Alabama. Hello, Teresa. What a diverse places, right? From Dublin, Ireland to Alabama. And Mary from Queens, New York, where I grew up. Tommy Thomas. Hello there. Iris Jimenez from Spain. Wow. Where in Spain, love? Hello from Georgia, Bend, Oregon. Jeanette from Newport, South Wales. I met you, Jeanette. I've seen you before. I told you I have family there in Newport, South Wales. Actually, Gwent, near Meagher, I'm gonna cry, South Wales. Um, yes, Kelly White and I did, and Kelly's hi Kelly. Kelly's probably watching this because tonight we have our soul care. I'm sorry, both sides now and beyond, and we're doing on intuition tonight. But we did an event on a Saturday, a benefit Saturday, for Allison Gann, who's a medium and a student of mine, former student, and it was a really nice gathering. And a couple of people here were on that call, so thank you very much for joining us. I'm just gonna get back here. I'm rolling through the names here. Hi, Dee. Thanks to the love from Chicago. Yeah, very good. Oh, there you are. Oh, Renee Hansel, my favorite people. Grateful beyond words for you, Kelly, for the reading Saturday. I was in awe because they sent a rose light all around you. Thank you, Renee. Well, as we said Saturday, Renee, you're just such a sweet, incredible person. And actually, after we finished, Kelly and were on the phone, and we were both of us said that's so great that Renee got a message because it was you so deserving, and you're just so open minded, and you're just so lovely and really spreading the light. You are. And I know you've been through hard times. And everybody, this is an example of someone, Renee, who's had a hard time with a loss and a kind of life up and down a little bit, but has really made the best of it and really looked for those lessons. And I would say, Renee, become more spiritually minded than, but maybe before. And that is really what happens when we sometimes lose a loved one. It's a major spiritual lesson for us. And it's really, I think, a growth point that our soul really moves to the next level if you use it correctly. So we can sit into a state, and listen, being human is hard, and loss of anyone is hard. It's a hard lesson. But losing a child, losing a partner, very difficult. But we can turn those, and even not only losses, but really things in life that are not great that happen. We should, instead of looking for the negative, try to look for the positive. Try to look at what are we going to learn from this. And remember, the hardest lessons are reserved for the most advanced beings. Just saying. And I believe as I get older, this world, this earth world, is a really tough school. But I know that all of us came back here to experience that, and we have what it takes. We have what it takes. And people ask about suicide. It's like when rough suicide, it won't go away. Even if we leave the body, all suicide is cutting class. You don't want to do that because you're going to have to repeat it all over again. You got to learn this stuff and go through it anyway. So might as well change your mindset, your perspective, to help you to get through it. Now, personally, how I've been helped myself is I do have a strong sense of my heart, my soul. And I love to laugh and be joyful. I watched an old friend of mine from years ago. You all know Ellen DeGeneres. I watched her last night on relatable. It's a Netflix, uh, which I've seen once before. It's very funny. Ellen is a very witted person, and that was so much joy. And she brings it. That's I always like to have laughter and fun, and I find within myself, I do kind of look at the fun side of things. I don't let the limited negative things get me down. I try not to, and I know we're human, so we're learning in these lessons. But I really do sense that because I know we're all made from love. As a soul being, we are loving beings. Fear is self-taught. Fear is taught from this physical human world. Fear is not a part of the soul world, the spirit world. It's solely of the earth world. So where are we placing our mindset? On the earth or in the spirit, in the heavens, in the universe, if you will? So that's where I kind of want you guys to have that navigate your way through these tough times. Not always a great time, but there's some. I always say there's an opportunity in these challenges. There's an opportunity. There's something if we can just look at it. There's always when someone dies, there's always a gift left behind. But we have to have the courage and faith to kind of open up that gift and see what's inside waiting us. And it will help with that. So it helps our spiritual levels. Hello, Julie Kliss from New York. So Friday night, by the going back to Friday night, which was a message night, evening of spirit messages, was really phenomenal. We had some incredible experiences, and I don't remember a lot of the things that come through because it come through very quickly. But everybody was. I remember it was such a unison connection. Everyone was one. And it really, I feel it when I'm doing these readings. I'm not fighting people. When people come to these calls when they're doing the readings, the messages, some people will sit there and say, come to me," and it blocks the energy, and it's harder for me, the medium, and it's harder for the spirit world to work with that energy. It's a coarse energy. It's a hard energy. But when people are very open and open to the experience and sharing that space with everyone else, oh my God, what a difference. So that's what happened on this past Friday. And it'll happen again. And in 2 weeks, I'm doing another one, June 17th. I have a VIP spirit messages. And the way that differs from the general one is I really get more intense with it. I go, well, there are more readings that are done. You can hear my doggies. They're playing with each other. I hope there's no blood. There was some bloodletting the other day. It's not good. Puppies are puppies. Anyway, so the VIP is more readings, more detail. Like I guess you'd say more detail, but I really spend a lot more time with everyone. But I go through everybody very quickly. It's 2 hours solid of readings, pretty much, and the lessons, of course, philosophy for everyone in the room. My friend Jeff was sitting here with me when I do these. He loves to hear the philosophy. And one thing from Friday night, which he mentioned, which I remember now, he said, well, that reading was really incredible about a father came through for his son. And he said, son, you read me the books. You read me books before I passed over to help me over. You read spiritual books. And the son said, yes. And the father said, which was something I never heard before. The father said, I could read. I now, from the side of life, I can read with you. When you read your books, I read with you because those words are the great thoughts in your mind, and I see them, and I read what you're reading by reading your thoughts. So that's pretty cool. It's really cool. So every time I do this, something new comes through, and I find the VIP meetings, it's people that are much more but they really want to go the distance. They really have the time. They really want to invest in that. And that energy of investing in it, that really working for the higher good. I don't, it makes a big difference. So that's the difference of VIP. I guess you say energetically it's there. The general one is great, but a lot of people are not vested, I guess you'd say. They kind of sit there, go, oh, man, whatever happens, happens. But the VIPs, they were there. They want to change. So it's different. So I just wanted to tell the differences of the two things. It's a very exciting week and a half. I have a new website for the school that's going up, and also some new stuff happening on the website, vanprog.com. So if you have not yet put your email up there, please try to, and you'll know all the changes that are happening and all the events that are taking place. Besides the June 17th, the next one I'm really going to tell you about, which I think is really kind of cool, is Mediumship 1 is starting up again. I'm having a free call next week, the 17th of June. It's going to be, it'll be on the website. Oh, there you go. Evening of Spirit, that's the 17th. But before that, we have a free evening of Mediumship 1. So that's going to be, I'll be doing some readings, I'll be doing some techniques and exercises from Mediumship One class. So it's a free seminar for those to introduce Mediumship One. So if you ever want to know what Mediumship was and try different exercises for free, just hang out with me and do that. That'll be on the website, vampirog.com. It'll be under the events. So you'll be able to come to that if you'd like to. I'd love to have you. And you can see if your interest in mediumship. And I'm a pretty good teacher. I'm pretty good. I think so. The funny thing was I was happy that I think I must be psychic because about, I wanted to Mediumship One back. And I said, well, let's do the summer of Mediumship One. Let's do it in June. And this is very interesting. But the other day, probably Saturday, this man I was talking to who knows about computers and video stuff and all this sort of thing that I might work with, he said he had a reading with someone and medium. And I said, what was time? I just would like to see it because I like to assess these things, being a teacher I am. And I did watch this sort of thing. And I was really unimpressed. It was mediocre mediumship. And it was a question, 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 question. It became a question and answer period. And that shows me that medium does not have the confidence that it takes, and you really have to put yourself to the side and let the spirit come in, and that takes training, that takes development, and that takes time to do that. Anyone that rushes into the mediumship, not good to do that to your client and to the spirit world, and it's a sense of responsibility and integrity. Everyone is a medium to one degree or another, but it really takes dedication and time and to develop. Gordon Smith, my lovely friend from Scotland, who's going to do an event with me in August here in San Diego. We're doing a workshop here and also a demonstration here. There it is. And there you go. Thank you for the banner there. There you go. August 25th, 26th. And we're going to be doing the demonstration in kilts. Don't ask. He brought me a kilt from Scotland. So that'll be fun. He's a fun man. He's like the European me. It's just the weirdest thing. And he said for 7 years in a development circle before I'd ever get one reading. And I said to him, wow, that's really weird because I sat for 7 years in LA in a circle for 7 years before I do one reading. So we have a lot of similarities, and the quality of the mediumship is really affected by the longer you sit in the quiet, by the longer you let the spirit people build that etheric body and that energetic body to receive. And you really get more into the heart space when you can start feeling things instead of taking one class and just rushing through it. So anyway, Mediumship One is coming out, and I'm looking forward to that to share it with everybody who's interested and to have a good chat. Okay, so there you go. Vampirog events, go there. And Bobby, you're Scottish, are you? Very good. Okay. How are you, Minnie and Pearl? Seriously, they have the best names. Thanks, Riley. Minnie and Pearl are downstairs. I don't know if you can hear them, but they are playing. And it's hard. It's hard. I'm in my 60s and I never thought about puppies like this because I just did it as an emotional thing, I think, but it's okay. They're lovely beings. They're lovely personalities. But me being the daddy that was best to take care of them, make sure they don't hurt each other. Pearl's a little aggressive and they nip each other, but Minnie kind of provokes it. So it's like, ugh. So they're Australian Shepherds, you got to keep them working. They're working dogs, they're herding dogs. So you've got to always give them a project. So they've already torn up the grass in the back, fencing, gone under the fence. My shoes gone, which I knew. And water pails destroyed and, puppy stuff, but incredible smart puppy stuff, I must say. So no, they're fine. They're lovely beings. And my clock is finally coming back. They're sleeping a lot longer than they used to. I used to get up every 2 hours and bring them out to go piddle in the backyard. So I'm finally starting to get little 3 hours or 4 hours more. So it's working its way out. So slowly but surely it's happening. But many people compare it to a newborn baby, which I think it is a schedule you keep, and you're around exhausted. Last week I was very, very tired, but I'm getting better now, and they're lovely. And the funny thing is, they grow so quickly from one day to another. Like it's pretty amazing to watch them, and I'm feeding them, and it's pretty interesting watching them. It's almost like every bite they get bigger. It's so weird, but thanks for asking. Appreciate that, Riley. Okay. Lori Smith. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Pandemic, you brought us all together here for a true community. Thank you, Lori. It's very, very true. I thank you, Lori. I remember it was every day I did this, but I got a little too much. So I'll never forget when the pandemic started and people ask what is this about, and I remember saying to them, to everybody, it's really we got to go home, we got to stay at home, we got to find our home, which meant going within. And that's really what it was about. It was, I think, a great, again, another one, an opportunity here to go within and find out who you are and what's important in your life, what's not important, priorities, your values. I think that was a great lesson here. And I still think it is. And it's interesting people's reactions, because a lot of people who don't have a sense of tools, the right tools to use, will jump out and react, and they get angry. And don't need to. Don't need to. So when that happens, I've had a couple of those. I just stop. Sometimes it depends, because I am a bit of a smart ass, you know. So sometimes I'll just say to the person, just breathe, just breathe. Or I'll go, and I get so angry. They go, what? Yeah, kill them with kindness. It's all you can do. And by doing that, in a way, the reaction it's not the reaction they want, but it softens it and it makes them think, like, why is this person reacting like this? Like, in a funny, goofy way, or or what's wrong with this? Whatever the judgments they have, but you're breaking that energy, and it's a good way to neutralize it. Yes. Okay. Another question. Good. Thanks, Lloyd. Karen, what can you say about twin flames? Karen, Sarah, O'Callahan, you're such a funny girl in that. I have a very good friend of mine. I met just last August, and we get along really, really well. And I was trying to describe the relationship to someone. I said, well, it's not girlfriend, boyfriend. It's not friend, friend. It's more than that. It's more than, it's not soulmates, but it's something very different, because we're the same taste and flavors and likes, and we just laugh and laugh and laugh. And I said, I think it's a twin flame. And I don't know what that means. So to be honest with you, Karen, I don't know what that means. I think it might be having the certain same aspects and likes, dislikes. So I don't really know enough about it to say what it is. But I'm interested too. So if you find out, put it on the website. Let me know. Cynthia, how can I help my daughter and granddaughter with anxiety since they have had COVID? It is bad. Well, Cynthia, I would say take time with each one. And like I just said, what are their values? What are you learning from this? Look at the positive, not the negative, and what's going on. And what about yourself? It'll teach them to go into themselves, help them to go into themselves and value themselves. What's important to them? What's not important to them? What do they learn from COVID? So just questioning them, helping them, kind of like the therapist you're going to be. And I think it's the best way. Just let them express themselves about it. They do not want to hold on to it. The worst thing we do is hold on to that stuff, because it becomes toxic, and negativity, anger, negativity, bad thinking creates a sense of dis-ease within the body and the fields around us. So you want to be able to let that stuff out, release it. I'll never forget when I was in Brazil years ago, and I brought people down to Brazil, and we saw a medium there, the physical mediums, and what they did, and they were healing. They were doing healing work. We went into this place where these beds were, and these mediums, 3 or 4 mediums, and they were all just in white, and they were like spirit doctors came through them, channeling. And I'll never forget that we all walked out, and we all had blood spots on us. And I said to ask one of the mediums, the head medium there, I said, what is that? And he said, these represent the manifestation of negative energy, of disease, of thoughts or energy that you have within your system, that way to bring through the etheric and bring through to the physical and dematerialize that thought energy that was negative, bring it down to the physical and manifest it out, so it won't stay within the fields. So that's interesting, because and it manifested as blood spots, plasma spots all through everyone's t-shirts and pants, and that was really quite interesting, I gotta say. Very, very legitimate, very, very real, genuine, because I'm very skeptical sometimes. It was very good. So it has to do that. We got to help to neutralize that. Hi, Carolyn. My newly discovered half sister, wow, just passed away. May sort of. I'm very sorry to hear that. Before we can meet in person, but you did know each other, right? Uh, it is too soon to be a medium to connect with her. Not necessarily, Carolyn. Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. The only thing I'd question though is, do you know enough about her when there's validation that you could be have affirmation? The validation is real, that the messages are indeed from her. That was my only thought, but it's not too soon. Depends a lot on how they pass over. Um, if it's a fast passing, it's okay. The spirit can communicate right away, but it depends on the passing. If someone has a very tragic or traumatic passing, sometimes a little hesitant to come back right away. But I think the only thing I'm concerned more is about, will you be able to validate? Okay. Hi, Lotta. Good evening from Sweden. Hello. Lovely Sweden, one of my favorite countries in the world, and lovely people. Hi, Lotta. Nice to meet you. Damien, I want to become a spiritual life coach. Can you help? Yes, Damien. I have on my school, the JP School of Mystical Arts, an actual course for spiritual life coaching. So you should go there, JVP School of Mystical Arts, and read that and see if that resonates with you. It's a very thorough course, and it's a certified course, and you have, I think it's over 10 lessons, and it's very in depth. So that would be a good place to start. So check it out at the school page, the JP School of Mystical Arts, and look up. It's right there. Okay. Susan, hi Susan, hi James. Can you please explain the auric field and merging with your sitter during reading? Sure. So the auric field, if you will, or the around everyone, there are fields, not just one, but there are all these different layers, if you will, to us. And the soul is really more out of the body than in the body. This is just 20 to 30% of who we are as a soul. 70% is out and around and up and above. And there are different fields, if you will, or layers. There's an emotional layer and mental layer, the physical layer, emotional, and you can tell what it is. So, and if you're grounded in your heart space, right, and you're if you're working as a medium, what happens is as you learn to develop and progress and uh, sitting in the quiet and development is really a space where it's really a place that you learn to open up that space, that energy field around you, the auric fields, if you will, and surrender, which means that you quiet down and you just open to the stillness. And within that stillness space, you invite the spirit people who are in that space for the sitter to come close to you and to merge and with you, and then begin to send thoughts, feelings uh, into your space, into your mind. So it's a mind-to-mind communication. The spirit person that our minds live on. The brain dies, but the mind lives on, and within the mind is all the memories and experiences of our life. So when they come to the medium, they're actually merging. They're sending from their mind to the medium's mind. They're sending thoughts, sending transmitting feelings, transmitting memories, and the medium, if they're quiet enough and still enough in that space, they're able to receive that information and give it to their sitter. And again, the more quiet the medium is able to be, the easier it'll be to transmit and to feel, to sense what's being said. And it's a very tricky one because many mediums, of course, every medium has to raise their vibration or frequency, which is raised in that energy level. At the same time, you raise that energy level, you have to be in the stillness of your being. So it's kind of a passive aggressiveness is the best way I was describe it. So you're sitting in the stillness of your being at a higher level of higher vibration. That's really what it is. And when you do that, for me, there's so many years, there's how can I put it? Not an awakening, a joyfulness, a sense of balance, a sense of roundedness, a sense of groundedness. And you're there for your purpose and you're not questioning anything. You're very confident in what you're receiving. You don't question what you're getting. You really know when it's coming in, when it's there, you know, the point. So I'll talk about this in a free seminar, Mediumship One. I'll go more into the detail with that. And also good exercises for our seminar. So that's next week. So look out, again, vanprog.com. It'll be up this afternoon. Hope that helps, Susan. Okay. Josephine Ekman Franco. What happens if I see spirits and feel them touch me? That'd be a good thing. But I didn't ask for that to happen. It just does. What I've seen has been confirmed. Well, Josephanie, you're obviously a medium, right? So every person is different. Every medium is different. Some mediums are able to see spirits. Some feel them close to them or feel the touch, physical, which is a rare thing, which is a good thing if you want to sit as a medium. So you have that ability. You have that within your being. You have that sensitivity or that makeup, your soul makeup, that you're able to sense, feel when they're close to you, which can be developed to a higher level. So you have good beginnings. So that's a very mediumistic experience. But you know, touching is great. The more you sit and develop, the more information you'll get. Not just touching, but you'll get thoughts, you'll get feelings. So it's a good way to start. You're very, very psychic. You're very sensitive. And what a waste it would be not to develop that. Just saying. Okay. Swana Rollison. I think spirit is leading me to recover the body of a local missing woman. Last time this happened, it took more than a decade to recover from the fallout. Should I ignore spirit and go on my way in life or go look for her remains? Well, Shauna, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. I would not. Um, you've got to be responsible for what you receive. I don't think they're, you have the choice to do that or not. Um, if you feel that that would help and you can do that, that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily talk to the family about it yet until you have something really confirmed. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't give them false hope. So first, maybe try, if you choose to, go and do that and try to see what you can find. And if not, don't. I think it's up to you. It's your choice. They will not beat you up if you don't do this. So it's your choice. But I wouldn't tell the family about this until you have some positive stuff there that you lead them to. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. Okay. Pamela, twice in Edinburgh. Did your workshop? Oh, very good, Pamela. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Living Especially Trance. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. We might do some trance on the Mediumship One seminar, the free seminar. So maybe I'll do that. Thank you, sweetheart. That was a great time. You were wonderful. You were wonderful. Yes, very good. Joni Rita, I've been picking up on spirit entities on the other side since I was a little girl. Okay. I'd just like to zero in more for the others, the other side of the veil. Do you recommend this free class of mediumship? Sorry. Yes, it's a free seminar, Joni. So just to find out what it's about, I would definitely recommend it. And then you might be interested in actually taking the course. And if so, that's a great start. But the seminar will give you an idea of what's entailed in mediumship, what mediumship is all about. It'll take away the fantasies and the BS that people say mediumship is, and it really brings it down to earth. I am a very down to earth person, and the approach I use is it's very good. Okay. Charlotte, hi Charlotte. James, please, your best technique for protection. So Charlotte, example, protect children from contamination, parasites, the energy system, chakras. Thanks from Sweden. So Charlotte, when we say protection, that means there's something to be protected from. So I don't think there is anything to be protected from. I think that there can be levels of energy which are not, I say, developed, not to the highest of orders. But I think it matters also what's within that person. So within the soul, for let's say children are pretty open, but children are very strong within their being. And what I have found in my experience is the more one has an awareness of self and love of self, that is your best protection. Your best protection. I don't like the word because it tells me you have to be protected from something. I don't think so. Protected from ourselves, perhaps. But it really is a sense of love of self is the best, and building up that core strength. That core strength of love of self is the best protection anyone could have. It's the best way to live life. It's the best way to get through life. That sense of self. It's really the most important thing. That's the best way to answer that. Okay. Eliza Wharton, I love your lesson. Desuctal is the approach to destroying your lesson. Forgive me, but I love that. I love it. It's French, maybe. I've been able to read people and animals since I was very young. Good. And most children can because they've just come from the side and they're very open and they haven't yet become programmed by the adults. Got to do this and this and this to receive love. So that's very good. And you can stay like childlike way, little girl, little boy, the better for you and the better the information will be. Medical intuitive healers and mediums told me I should work publicly. I'd like to, but something hold me back. Your thoughts? Eliza, I think you should work privately first on your own and more development. And I think you should get more and more under your belt as far as developing. So try 6 years and then we should talk. But that's really what the minimum I'd say for you would be for that. I know it's like, oh, I want to do it now. Believe me, it's that you don't want to be uncooked. You want to really be baked well and not run out half baked. It would hurt too many people and yourself. So let's sit in development and progress slowly and patiently. Celeste Zaluski, hello there. Hi, James. I sometimes think I hear my guides discussing me. Oh, totally. I'll often will hear that. It's only in another room. Almost like a child whose parents think they're asleep. Yes, that's a good comparison. Is this something you have? Yes, it is. There you go, Celeste. I have experience. I experience it a lot, especially when I'm doing my messages. You'll see next June 17th. I often will talk to them next to me too. And as I do the messages on Zoom, they come closer to me too. And I'll talk to the recipients. I'll say, there's beings around me. And this is interesting too, that the group of my guides, I have a core group, right? But many of them are changed depending upon the events that are going to happen that night on the Zoom call. So it's really interesting because some of the interesting philosophy that they want to come through with, that will bring in a whole band of different energies of guides. And I discussed that with the people on the Zoom call. It's pretty interesting. So there you go. In-person event, yes. Tammy Shakespeare Baldwin. Okay. If you're adopted, can you hear from biological family, and how would I know that is was them? Well, Tammy, the answer is yes. And the answer would be, I guess, go in your heart space and really feel that what resonates with you. I did a reading which sticks out to me because maybe like, what's your favorite reading, your best reading? Hard to remember them, but I do remember this one. It stayed very, very clear to me because it was so amazing. I think it was in Chicago. I might be, or in Texas. I forget. It might have been in Houston. Don't remember, but that was Houston. That's right. It was Houston, Texas. And I remember that this gentleman in the audience, his mother and father came through, and they were saying it was his birthday, and they have a special present for him. And I said, and they bring it, and there's a rose, and there's a Steve. And he goes, we go, well, that's really weird. The people you're bringing through are my adopted parents, but those are the Steve and Rose. Those are my natural parents. I know that. They never communicated with him, and they came through. His adopted parents brought through the real parents and the biological parents for him for his birthday. But also the mother, the natural mother, said, my son, all these years," he was 54, "all these years in your life, you thought I gave you away because I didn't love you. No, son, I gave you away for better opportunity because I couldn't give you one and wanted you the best of life." Well, that changed everything. It changed him. It changed the audience, the perspective. He was holding on to that his whole life. And can you imagine how that affected his choices in life, his sense of self? It really affected him. And now he had the opportunity to live again and have a relationship with his natural parents. That love, they did it for love. So that's what it's about. It really is about time. It's about love. And that's the vibe we want to get into with adoptive families and families. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna one more and then I'm gonna go because I have puppies that are probably biting each other. Trisha, I'm currently taking the Van Prague Spiritual Life Coaching course and definitely recommend it. Thank you, Trisha. For those, thank you, sweetheart. I do too. It's hard for me to market my own stuff because I feel like weird about it, but it is great course, and the school is phenomenal. I will say that the school is phenomenal. This week we have a brand new website coming up that's been taking 3 years in the making for the school. So make sure you get to vanprog.com. And then again, next 17th, June 17th, we're going to have the next VIP spiritual meeting. And then if you go to vanprog.com, I think it's the 14th of June, we're going to have the free seminar. Yep, that's for the Spirit Messages Master Medium. There you go. June 17th, 4 to 6 p.m. It's a limited amount of people, so you should buy tickets as soon as you can if you want to go because it'll close out. There's only an X amount of people do the VIP. That's part of the VIP. It's a limited amount of people. And tonight on Both Sides Now, we're going to talk with Kelly White all about intuition. What is intuition? Does it matter? How you can make decisions that are right for your life, the right choices. Life is a series of choices, and you have the right. You had to decide what choice to make. So that's using your intuition, the soul's voice. And that'll be tonight. And that'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll be with my good friend Kelly White. And the free seminar again next week. So I'll go to vanprog.com and check that. And thank you, everybody. I'll see you tonight if you can make it. And God bless you.